Oh, that's better. Hello, YouTube pipe smoking community. It's Red Elric. It is Christmas Eve today, and I'm making the most of being at home because I'm at work. Christmas Day and Boxing Day. Whenever I start a video, I always feel like it's not going too good and want to stop and pause and start again. So I'm going to ignore it this time and just crack on, whatever. To start the day, I was doing a bit of housework. Yeah, I know, boring. I said that before, but I was doing some housework because my wife was out in the car doing errands, taking stuff to her sisters and her brothers and stuff like that. And I was tidying up. And while I was working, I was listening to Talking Tommy doing his review of over-the-counter tobaccos. It's something he did probably over a year ago now, but I'd only seen a couple, and I like to catch up on videos while I'm working because it's a nice bit of background noise and I can learn and get ideas and things like that while I'm working. And I was interested, the first one that he talked about was this one, which is Condor Ready Rubbed. A lot of the ones he'd reviewed I've had recently, but Condor is like a lot of the ones that I think if I had years ago. I first started smoking a pipe. It's actually this pipe. First started smoking this pipe in my late teens. I've told the story before. I was trying to get my dad off smoking cigarettes, so I bought him this pipe and some tobacco. I can't remember which one it was, and gave him this, and he I don't think he even tried it. He just went, pipe smoking, not for me. And I thought, well, I don't know why, because it appeals to me. So I ended up smoking this, and I've been a smoker of pipes ever since. I've had breaks where I just haven't bothered with smoking pipes for maybe over 12 months and then gone back to it. But in the last probably 10 years or so, where I'm more comfortable in smoking pipes in public places, and when I was probably in my early 20s and that, I'd probably discreetly smoke a pipe indoors, in my own in my back garden or somewhere like that. But I don't give a crap now, I just smoke them anywhere. And the scene's changed a lot. I mean, there's a lot more lot younger people now smoking pipes. There's still this sort of attitude. I mean, I was smoking a pipe the other day when I took my car in to have some new tyres put on, and the guy changing the tyres looked at me and laughed. He says, "You remind me of a granddad smoking that pipe." And I thought, well, that's your issue, it's not mine. I'm quite happy. So yeah, so I bought this for my dad, but he wasn't interested, so I ended up smoking it. Now, I think I said before I was trying some Clan, which is another over-the-counter tobacco, and I think I said I think this was the first type of tobacco I smoked, but I think I'm wrong now. I know at some stage I was buying Clan, but this pipe has always carried a ghost. It's always had a ghost of a flavour of tobacco, and I couldn't identify it. And I'm pretty sure it wasn't Clan. Well, it couldn't be Clan because Clan's an aromatic, but there was something which I started with, which I enjoyed. But at the time, in my late teens, early 20s, I think I'll probably just go into a supermarket, look to see what's on the back, what's up with the pipe tobaccos, and go, yeah, I'll try that or have that. So most of the over-the-counter ones I've probably already tried, but back in the mists of time, I can't remember now which ones I had and which ones I didn't have. I tried the Capstan in the blue packet about 3 or 4 months back, and that's another over-the-counter one. I tried it. I thought, no, I haven't tried this before, because I'd remember not to get it again, because it's just too bland, and you know, I probably like smoking just normal rolling tobacco. But anyway, but when I saw Talking Tommy's reviews, I got about halfway through them before my wife turned up and said, come on, we've got to take a reef to the cemetery. So I had to get ready, quick turn off what I was watching, and we went out. And while I was out, I thought, there's a couple of things I need. See if I can get some Condor, because I liked what Tommy said about that. And I also needed to get some of this lighter fluid, because I purchased from eBay my first Zippo lighter. And I wanted a Zippo pipe lighter for ages. And I saw this one on eBay, and oh god, the dangers of buying stuff online. Yeah, now it is a Zippo, but like when I saw the picture of it, it looked as if it was sort of a bit dome shaped, and that it had a piece of what I assumed was clear glass with a nice amber reflection underneath. Yeah, you're probably not in this light, hang on, you're getting a lot of reflection, I'm sorry about that. There we go. It gives it away a bit because I'm holding this side on, but from the photograph that was straight on, it looked like that was clear glass, that amber bit in the middle with a nice bit of reflection. And I thought, you know what, for the money, that's alright. But it turns out, at first I thought it was a sticker that's on there. It's actually just a painted on image. So it's better than it being a sticker, but it's not as good as it actually being a glass fronted sort of pipe, you know. And I wish I'd got one there. There was another one I was looking at which has got like a fake ivory, probably plastic panel with a ship on it, and I wish I'd got that now, but there you go. So it's a pipe. So I've got some fluid for it, but I'm still not sure whether I might not just stick it back on eBay and try and sell it. Yeah, and maybe get the one I want if that's still available, or just get one that's better. But this is the danger of buying anything off eBay or online, and I've said this so many times. I just wish I could go back in the old tobacconists that we had in town, actually see the stuff in the flesh and say, I like that one, I'll have that. But back on to the Condor, because when I opened this in the shop, and it was a miracle they'd got this, because what normally happens in the supermarkets over here in the UK, you go into a supermarket and or convenience store, whatever you want to call them, you go into the supermarket and say, you go to the tobacco counter, which is normally like the newsagent type bit, and they've got packets of cigarettes, but they're behind shutter doors now so that you can't see them, because God forbid if anybody saw them, they'd be addicted to cigarettes and things like that, wouldn't they? So they're all closed off now, so you can't see them, and all the packets of cigarettes are all in an olive green colour. Well, I don't give a rat's arse really what they do about cigarettes. I'm not interested in cigarettes. They do what they like, but I'm not happy that they use the same tactics on pipe tobacco, because it's different seeing. So normally what happens, I go into the supermarket and say, do you have pipe tobacco? And half the time they'll go, no, there's no call for it. Or they'll have one, which is normally some Bruno. Occasionally they might have two. So it's really the luck of the draw when you go into a supermarket, whether you get anything or not. And I went to go into the supermarket, and because it's Christmas Eve, the queue was out the door, so I turned around and walked back out. I went into a little convenience shop, stood in the much smaller queue, got to the counter and said, do you have lighter fluid? And he just looked at me and I said, for like petrol lighters and things like that. And he went, oh yeah. So I got that. And then I said, do you have pipe tobacco? And he went, got Condor. I was like, wow, that was lucky. It's like a lucky dip in getting exactly what you want. I said, that'll be excellent, yeah. So I've got a packet of Condor. And of course you've got all the Big Brother type warnings on here. Smoking causes 9 out of 10 lung cancers. Get help to stop smoking. Blah blah blah, NHS. And then you open the packet and you've got tobacco smoke contains over 70 substances known to cause cancer. Merry Christmas to you too. And then you open it again, it says smoking kills. Quick now. And I just bought this. And you're telling me to stop. And when I smelt this, it was like bumping into an old friend. And as soon as I smelt this, I thought, that is probably the ghost that's in the briar in my first pipe. So it's quite possible, in fact it's more than likely, that this is the first tobacco that I actually smoked, and this is what ghosted this pipe, and this is what I've been tasting every time I just put it in my mouth and go like that, and oh yeah, that's nice. So apparently this pipe tobacco is produced to the highest standards of quality. Blah, blah, blah. I thought that was a little review then, but there doesn't seem to be one. So, well, apparently it's a Lakeland blend, and there is some floral notes in there, and it's quite dark, quite very moist feel to it. You see, it's very dark and very moist. And so yeah, so this is Condor revisited after all these years. How are you? What you been doing? Where have you been? Or more to the point, where have I been? Still using the little clipper. Little pipe lighting clipper. Very familiar. And I think this is probably what's in, because all my church wardens have the same ghost. I think I started smoking this when I got this pipe, because I think I bought the tobacco with it from a post office of all places. I mean, you probably wouldn't get pipe tobacco at a post office now. The pipe I've recently sort of rubbed beeswax into it because it was starting to look a bit faded and pale. But what I've noticed, I mean, this is a cheap sort of budget pipe, is it? Trident, it says on it, but it's probably a basket pipe that I can see loads of filler in the actual briar, which I wouldn't have noticed when I first bought it. Wouldn't even know what filler was in the pipe. I think this tobacco, which I've just put in straight from the packet, could probably do with a little bit of drying out. Drop a tie. That's tea, by the way. The way I say tie. Do you remember kipper ties? Those ties they used to have in the 70s that were really wide, and they called them kipper ties. And there was a Black Country joke where a lad comes in from going to the local fashion shop in the 70s. He's at the height of fashion, and he's just bought a big kipper tie. And he comes and he goes, "Hey Dad, look," he says, I've got a kipper tie." And his dad says, "So have I. Cup of tea, kipper tie." I know it's awful, that one, isn't it? Sorry, I do apologise. You don't want to stay here like this. It's good tobacco, it's quite fruity. Very flavoursome, very rich. Now, I know I've said before that I know I'm not the best at doing tobacco reviews because my palate's not refined enough. I just know what I like and what I don't like. And I can see me getting more Condor. Oh. I mean, it's not the best tobacco in the world, probably. But for an over-the-counter blend, you know, if you're stuck, you can't always get stuff off the internet and get it to you. You know, not that I'll probably ever run out of tobacco because I've got jars of the stuff, but like the last time, apart from this time when I was deliberately going out to buy an over-the-counter blend, the last time I got some over-the-counter blend, I think I was working at a different station to the one I normally work at. I've got a pipe in my pocket but no tobacco. So while we was out doing stuff, I asked if I could pop into a Morrison's supermarket. Went in, and the only tobacco they'd got for pipes was the Capstan in the blue packet, which I was talking about earlier. And then I tried that and thought, oh, what a waste of time. I think this will be probably better when I've got it in a jar. Running low on jars now, so I have to get some more. Right, well that's it. So that's what I'm using. A Zippo lighter may or may not appear on eBay soon. I don't know. Still not sure. Disappointed. It's alright, but it's probably not worth the money, but this will be jarred up and hopefully will stay alight better. But it's nice bumping into old friends, isn't it? Fantastic. And this pipe will probably be just dedicated to Condor from now on. Would like to get hold of the other Condors, the little flakes and things like that. But thank goodness there's loads of people out there doing reviews like Tommy's. So that's a good thing if you can find out from them what they think, and you've got a better chance of getting something you like. I mean, not that you'll always agree. I mean, one of the things Tommy put in one of his best of the year reviews from back a bit, he was saying that, is it Annandale Flake was in his list of tobaccos he didn't like, which I'm enjoying it at the moment. I've got some, so horses for courses. Anyway, sorry for taking up so much of your time, but thanks for sticking with it. And I'll probably be too busy Christmas and Boxing Day to make a video. So if I don't see you before, Happy Christmas.